Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. Today is the last project that I am adding to my kit. So there will be 5 projects total. You will get the supplies to make it. You will not get the stamp set or the dies for the hay chuck. Alright, so this project here is a box that measures 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 by 3/4, and I made it basically to hold a gift card or a fun size treats in there. In the kit, you will get a little bag of the white shred. If you do want to put a gift card, it's nice to so this isn't just kind of banging around in there. So I put a little bit of shred in there. I used the same type of things, the same DSP, which is the inked Botanicals. You'll get, I'll tell you at the end, you'll get half a pack of the 6x6 DSP and all the cardstock, and I will cut the labels for you. It also doesn't include the Stampin Blends. You color them however you like. Alright, so we need a piece of Pool Party cardstock that is 7.5 by 6, some basic white for stamping. We also need a piece of Calypso coral for this die right there, label. We need 2 pieces of the inked Botanicals DSP that are 2.5 by 3.5. And I cut this label out of another piece of the inked Botanicals DSP. This is cut from the NESTED labels, NESTED Essentials, dies, and it's this largest one of the flag, kind of. Alright, so I get my Simply Scored, and I will send you whatever is in the box except for the gift card that you would have to supply yourself. Okay, so we're going to start on the 7.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 3/4, 3.5, 4 1/4, and 7. Then we're going to turn it to the 6-inch side and score at 3/4, 4.5, and 5 1/4. Alright. And now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, so how I have this is the skinniest 1/2-inch rectangle is on the right. There is 1 3/4-inch strip at the bottom and 2 at the top. Alright, and then a 3/4-inch strip on the left also. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to start on the left-hand side, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Okay, now turn it so that the skinniest rectangle is on the left now. We're going to go to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and then we're going to take these 4 rectangles off, 2 long ones and 2 small ones. And I'm taking off that score line with this rectangle here so that this is nice and smooth. Okay, then you just want to, what's left of this skinny rectangle here, you want to wedge up into that just a little bit. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the square on the bottom, and wedge each side of the square that's left. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of the square on the bottom, and wedge each side of the square that's left. Okay, now the skinny rectangle is on our right, and we have these top flaps here that are sticking up the highest, and we want to round the corners of the long side at the top. Okay, and this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now I'm going to put tear and tape next to the score line of what's left of the skinny rectangle. I'm going to get the backing off with my take your pick tool. Okay, I'm going to flip everything over so that the inside is showing. Flip over the side with the tape and then the other side to meet it. Okay, so now I'm just going to close this for now. Alright, so this is the back. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on these tabs, pull the back forward, and then put glue on the back of this front piece here, and put that over all of it. Just make sure that your sides are nice and lined up straight. Okay, and that's your basic box right now. Alright, so now we need our 2 pieces of inked Botanicals DSP that are 2.5 by 3.5, and we're going to put one on the front and one on the back with liquid glue. Okay, now we're going to open the box back up, and you want to take a small piece of a circle out of the back here so that when we close it, it's easier to open. And just make sure that your circle does not go down farther than this 3/4 inch flap we tuck in, or else there'll be a gap there. Okay, most of the time we don't though. So okay, now we'll just set that aside and let that dry. And we need our basic white cardstock and our Calypso coral, and we're going to be doing this rooster, 2 of the fence, the birthday cake, and then the sentiment that says it's your birthday. Alright, so I'm going to be using Tuxedo Black Ink, and we'll do one of the roosters. We need 2 fence pieces. Good. And one of the cake. Great. And then we're going to try to shoot for the middle of this piece of Calypso coral with the sentiment. And I'm going to cut out the sentiment with this long die from the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm going to try to get the sentiment in the middle and tape it down, and then I will be right back. Okay, here is our die cuts, and the only thing different, only different marker I'm using this time is the dark Calypso coral, and we're going to use that for the candle and the shorts. Alright, we're going to use real red for the comb, the eyelids, and this funny thing that goes around the beak. Then we're going to use light pecan pie for the top of his head and his neck. Okay, then I'm going to get dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to fill in his beak, the dots on his bathing suit, the end of his legs and his feet, and then I'm going to put a little bit down from underneath his neck. All right, and then I'm going to take dark pecan pie, and I'm going to do his body. I'm going to go over that yellow. I just want it to be a little bit of yellow showing through. It'll lighten it up a little bit. And both of his wings, and then his upper legs. For his tail feathers, I'm going to be using dark Lost Lagoon for some of them, like every other, not including the little ones that go along with the big part of it. And dark Lost Lagoon, sorry, and dark boho blue. Okay, I'm also doing the bottom of the cake in dark boho blue. And I forgot the icing I did in dark Daffodil Delight. The icing and the flame. Okay, and then for the candle and the rest of his shorts, I'm using dark Calypso Coral. Alright, and then for the fence, we're going to cut off, when we put them next to each other, we're going to cut off one piece of the one rung. All right, so on this one, I cut it off to here, but I think I'm going to cut it off right at the post on each side. So this one goes that way, and then on this one we're going to take the inner one on that one, which would be on the left side of it, and I'm just going to take off the post. So we have two rungs and a little edge. All right, so now we need light and dark crumb cake, and I'm going to go on the right side of each one of these rungs and the bottom, and then on the right side of each post. All right, and then I'm just going to fill the rest of the fence in with light crumb cake. And that's it for the Stampin' Blends. All right, and the birthday cake. Okay, so now we're going to bring in this label, and it measures 2 1/8 wide by 3 inches long. And we're going to get our box, and we're going to put it from the bottom, the label from these points on the bottom, about 1/8 of an inch up from the edge of the DSP. And I'm going to put it on with liquid glue. Make sure that's the bottom. And then just make sure that these two sides are about even. Okay. Then we're going to put the fence posts down. They're going to kind of go along the flag at the end and kind of go like that. And we're going to put these on with liquid glue also. All right, then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the chicken. I just cut a little side off for the chicken, the rooster's feet. And then I'm going to put dimensionals. And I'm going to put it right on top of the point at the bottom of this flag, the stitching there. And make sure his feet are pretty flat. That's a little too back. Okay, right like that. And then I'm just going to use, if you have mini dimensionals. I'm going to use mini, but you could cut up full dimensionals if you want to. I'm going to put one on the back of the candle, oops, and one on the back of the cake part. And we're just going to put it a little bit on top of the rooster's hand, like he's holding the plate of the cake. Okay, oh, here it is. And that's the sentiment. And then we're just going to glue the sentiment up. So just a little bit of the DSP shows above it. And it'll go over the top of the label there, the flag. And I'm just going to put this on with liquid glue also. You could do dimensionals if you want to. Okay. And now for the final touch, I'm going to use the tinsel gems. And the tinsel gems you will get in the kit 2 strips. So you're going to get a strip of like this much, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of the boho blue and 10 of the Lost Lagoon. All right, and I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a boho. Oh, these are actually Misty Moonlight, but they kind of blend in fine. I'm going to put one on each side of that label. Okay, and that is the 5th and last project that is going to be included in the kit. The only adhesive I'm going to include is 1/2 sheet of regular dimensionals. Okay, so you would need to either close it with the boxes with liquid glue or tear and tape, and attach other things with liquid glue. Alrighty. Okay, so now this is our 5th one. And this one, I'll give you a little bit of shred to put a gift card in. I guess that was this. This one has the shred and the gift card. Then right before that, we had this one that's like a card, and inside is Twizzlers, and I will give you a fun-sized pack of Twizzlers. Okay, and then before that was the pen. Opens like this. And you can get either, where did I put my pens? Oh, right here. You can either get a little chicken one or a rooster to put in there. Okay, so that was the 3rd one. Then the one before that was the crayons. Oops. And it opens like this, up. And you get a 6-pack of the Barnyard Animal crayons, 6 colors. And then the first one we did is this Rise and Shine box that has a Drake's coffee cake, which I will send you, and an instant coffee of Folgers crystals. Alrighty, so those are the 5 projects. Okay, what will be included in the kit? It's enough of the cardstock and ribbon to make these 5 boxes. There's going to be 6 sheets of cardstock in all, including a sheet of basic white and a 1/2 sheet of, I think this one was Daffodil Delight, and this one was Crushed Curry. So you get those. Also a little bit of black so that you can do this weather vane. A yard of the Lost Lagoon ribbon. A yard of the boho blue ribbon. A yard of the real red ribbon. You'll get 1/2 a pack of the inked Botanicals Designer Series paper, which would be 24 6x6 sheets, 2 strips of the tinsel gems, which I just showed you. That's 20 gems total. 1/2 a sheet of dimensionals, and then a small bag with white shred, the coffee and the coffee cake, 1 pen, a set of crayons, and a fun size kit of Twizzlers. And this will be $30 plus shipping. All right, I got, I think a few people said they wanted to do the kit. Only one person sent me an email, so I have their email to email them a total and all of that. And I need your address and your email. And I need to know how many want so I can purchase everything. All right. Have a really great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.